we are going to see the chapter number 5 of programming in C subject. The chapter name is function. My name is Professor Pokharkar MS, HOD, Computer Engineering Department, Samartha Polytechnic, Belli. So let us see what is function. Now function is a self-contained block of statements or block of code that can perform certain task. Function is a self-contained block of code or block of statement that can perform certain task. Now here one example is given. Now here int mul int x comma int y, opening closing curly bracket, here block of code. Okay, so it is a function. Now function, if you see, this is int is called as a function type, mul is called as a function name, int x int y, these are the formal parameters, and this is called as a function body. Okay, it is called as a function body. Now let us see what is the need of function. Now function reduces the length of program. Now how? Now suppose one function is required for 10 times, then we have to just call only that function. We don't need to write 10 times the same code. But if we are not using the function, then we have to write the same code for the 10 times. So using function we have to reduce the length of program, or we can reduce the length of program. Now function provides top-down modular programming approach. Now top-down modular programming approach means what? Now whatever may be the problem, that problem directly cannot be solved. That problem is divided into modules, and again that modules is divided into submodules, and again that submodule is divided into even submodules until we are not getting the small unit. Okay, so in this manner the problem is divided into very small parts. The small parts are executed or implemented, and they are combining to form higher level module. So it is called as a top down modular programming approach. Now function increases readability of program. Why? Because function name is appropriate to the task. For example, if function is performing the addition of two number, the name is add. If function is performing the multiplication of number, then name may be mul. So that what happen, it increases the readability of program. After watching the name of function, user can understand that what may be the use of the function. Now using function in C. If we have to use the function in C, then we have to implement these three things. First thing, we have to define the function called as a function definition. Then we have to declare the function called as a function declaration or function prototype, and after that we have to call the function inside the program. Okay, it is called as a function calling. So for implementing function, these three things we are going to implement: function definition, function declaration, and function calling. Now let us see first function definition. Now in function definition, actual task of the function is defined inside the function definition. Now for using the function definition, this is the syntax that we have to use. If we see this part, then this part is called as a function header. This is called as a function header. This function header having three subpart. First is a function type. Now this function type, it may be int, char, float, void, so like that. Then second part is a function name. Function name is a name of function that should be appropriate to the task. I told you that if function is performing subtraction of two number, then function name is the sub. If function is performing the what we can say the power of any number, then function may be the power or exponent. Now here formal parameters, third part is the formal parameters. These are the input parameters or in variables which are used for accepting the input from the program inside the functions. Okay, formal parameters means these are the variables. What is the use of this variable? These variables are accepting the inputs from the program to the function. Okay, we can say it is a mouth of the program or mouth of the function. Okay, whatever the input we have to supply here. Now next part inside the function, this part is called as a function body. It is called as a function body. Now this function body having again three subpart. Now first subpart is a local function declaration. The variables which are declared inside the function are called as a local function declaration. Then executable block. Now these statements executable block contain one or more statement. These are performing the actual task of the function. Then after execution, whatever the result we have to return, that result is written by using the return statement. Okay, by using the return statement. Now here semicolon must be there. Now this is a function body. Function body having three parts: local function declaration, executable block, and a return statement. Now let us see the example. If we compare this function example with the function definition, then we can understand that this int is called as a function type. Then mul is called as a function name, and intx and inty are the variables are called as a formal parameter which are accepting the input from the program. Now here int z. Here z is performing the multiplication of this x and y, means the input which is given to the function, this is stored in variable x and y, and this inputs addition multiplication is done here, and that result is stored into variable z. Return z. So z is a result that is written by the function. Now this result is returned to the function where it is called. Now let us see function declaration. Function declaration having another name, that is function prototype. Now function must be declared before using in the program. Now when you have to use the function, it must be declared. Okay, it must be defined, but it will also be declared. Now for declaring the function, we have the syntax: function type, function name, formal parameters ending with semicolon. If we see this syntax, is similar to the function header that we have seen here, but the difference is that here semicolon is not here present, and here semicolon is present. In this point semicolon is present. So this is the syntax of the function prototype or function declaration. Now here int mul intx inty, this is the syntax of function declaration. Now in the case of function declaration, we don't need to write the name of variable inside the formal inside the brackets. When we are declaring the function, at that time always remember what I am saying. While declaring the function, we don't need to write the name of variable, just we need to specify the data type. So from the data type and the number of data type, the program can understand that how many variables should be there. Now third syntax we can see here three parameter will be there. First is integer data type, second is float data type, third is integer data type. So this is a syntax for the declaration of function as well as example. Now let us see the program for multiplication of number using function. Now this is the first program in the this topic. Now here header file is included. Now here int mul int x inty, this is a function declaration. Okay. Now here function main function int mul, here x variable is declared. Here function mul 11 12, here we have called the function. What is happening here? Here we have called the function. Now x equal to mul 11 2. So this 11 value is stored in x, 12 value is stored in y when this function is called. So x become 11, y become 12. So int z is equal to x into y. So what will happen? The multiplication of 11 and 12 will be there, and this result will be stored in variable name z. So 11 and 12, if we are doing the multiplication is 132. So this 132 value is stored in z, and this is written by this function return z. So when this function is completed, it come to the place where it is called and returning the value that is stored into the variable name is x. So here we are printing the statement printf / multiplication is equal to %d comma x. So x is equal to 132. This value is printed. Now let us see the same program for multiplication of number using function, but in this case we are accepting the input from the user. In the previous program we have passed here 11 and 12 value manually, but here we have to run the program. In the second case we have to run the program and we have to accept the two numbers from the user. Now let us see here header file is included. Mul function is declared. Now int main, here three variables are defined. int ab comma res. Now printf enter two numbers, so that this statement is executed, and two numbers are stored in variable number a and b. So two numbers suppose entered 12 and 15. So 12 is stored in a, 15 is stored in b. So here mul comma a comma b multiplication must be there, but for that we have to call the function. The value of a is stored into the variable x, and value of b is stored into the variable y. So value of a is stored in x, value of b is stored in y. So int z. So here z is equal to x comma y. This variable should be here x comma y. Result is stored into the variable z, and this z result is written. So program again come to the place where the function is called. Now function is called here. So result is stored in variable res, and this res result is printed here. mul बरोबर %d comma res. So here enter two numbers. Suppose we enter number 12 and 15. We have entered number suppose 12 and 15. The multiplication will be done, and this result is stored here. mul is equal to 180. Now in the same way we have to see another program. This program is for performing the square of number using function. Here we have declared the function int square int x because we have just one number. Now here printf enter a number, scanf %d comma a. So number is stored in a. Here square of a, here we have called the square function. The value of a is stored into the variable x int z. Here z equal to x into x. The square is stored in variable z, return z. So again we are coming to the place where program is called. So here value of square is written into the variable res, and this res value is displayed here using printf statement. Square is equal to whatever the value. Suppose if we enter the 12, in this program is given the value 144. Okay, I think this is enough for the function in today's session, and you understand this the topic. I hope. If you could not understand, then you have to write any comment inside the comment box. Okay, so let us stop.